What's up guys, Rich Graham here, Safariland Cadre, and today we're here to talk about levels of retention. What are they and what aren't they? So let's kick this off right off the bat of many people for their concealed carry, for their range holster, using a friction-based, tension-based holster. This is passive security. This is not retention. So when we talk about levels 1 through 4 of retention, if you have a holster like this is in a completely different category. This is not in our conversation. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna toss it. I'm not saying those holsters are bad, but when it comes to retention levels, they don't qualify. What we're gonna talk about is active security measures. There is something that's physically holding the weapon inside that holster, and level 1 means we have to do one movement to disengage whatever that mechanism is which locking that pistol into the holster. And then level 2, 3, 4 would be that's how many movements, that's how many locking features we have to manipulate to then withdraw that pistol from the holster. So let's take a look at Safariland. And Safariland had basically, with Bill Rogers, had developed the levels of retention, right? And in this case, what we have is our SLS and our ALS. So this is going to be a level 3 holster. And if we look at this, we have the SLS, which I have to push the strap down, right? And that doesn't let it come out. I have to push it down, and now a second movement forward. And now we have the ALS feature, which I have to pull with my thumb to withdraw the pistol from the holster. So this would be a level 3, right? So there's a lot of holsters that look very similar to this, but we have to understand what it is are we actually getting, okay? So if we look at this holster here, this one, again, friction-based, doesn't count. So we have this hood strap and we have the button. So because I push this down and it automatically goes forward, this strap does not count as a second or a third, right? So this holster literally is a level 1. And we're not saying that's bad, but we have to understand what is it that we're getting. So the friction does not count as 1. And because we have the button and a strap, that's not 2 and 3, this is actually just 1, because the friction doesn't count. And when we push this down, that's one movement, right? So that spring basically makes this a level 1 holster. So coming into this one, this is similar in mechanism to the SLS, but again, pushing down and forward, although it looks similar, right? This is a kind of another topic that we're not gonna dive into right now, but other things that fall into play with our levels of retention is our torque and pull test. So if I torque this and yank it out, right? Well, okay, great. The hood mechanism goes down and forward, but because of the torque test, you know, yes, this is a 2-step feature, but is this really truly a level 2 holster? Coming forward into this. So this one here, we're gonna come in, and again, we have a button with a hood strap. So many are thinking that this strap is one form of retention, the button is a second form of retention, but being spring-loaded, it only takes one movement, right, to pull this out. So the same button that releases the hood is also the same button that locks it. So right now it's locked, but again, because the same pushing down of this button right here, when we push that down, pushing that down is what's releasing this pistol. So it's only one motion because it's doing 2 features, right? So again, this would be a level 1, not a level 2. Coming into this one here, all right, this one's getting a little fancier, right? We're gonna come in here, and as we bring all of these things back, right, we have the strap, this optic protector, we have one button which pushes that forward, and then we have this button which releases the pistol. But again, similar to what we were just saying with the previous holster, if I push on an angle right here, I can release both with one motion. So again, although all this is going on, this would be a level 1 holster. So it's just good to know what is it that you're getting, and if you're trying to get, there's a whole nother animal when we talk about duty rated, but if you're trying to get a holster that is going to secure your weapon system from someone grabbing it, wrestling around and coming out, it's really important for us to understand what are the definitions of level 1, 2, and 3, 4, and what truly qualifies that holster, so that you can have the proper expectation for what your gear is going to do if you get in a wrestling match, if you're going over obstacles, or whatever the situation might be. It's just important for you to understand what it is that you're purchasing, so that way you have the right expectation of what your gear is going to do for you. Hopefully that helps. We'll have more videos where we'll go in more depth when we talk about like duty rated and torque tests and pull tests. But I just wanted to go over this really quickly so you understood what are the levels of retention and what might not qualify them for the level that you think it actually is. So again, this is Rich Graham, Safariland Cadre. I hope that helps. We'll see you on the next video.